Hi and welcome in the newest tutorial. Let's create this beautiful lid together, and you can actually work with many different colors, and I'm having 18 different Druzy goddess colors, and for this one we're gonna create it in Sapphire Wings, which is beautiful London blue color. And it's just regular bamboo lid on the storage container, as you can see, and you can also use the same design on candle lids and any other containers. You can work on square surface. It's really up to you. It's very universal. And here you can see how I added also two more colors, which is white ambrosia and Hera's dewdrops, and I've created beautiful highlights from the leftovers. And this is how I'm transforming any druzy I'm working with into those beautiful clusters that I can use later for ready to go little precasted elements that I can just drop into the resin, and I have beautiful design. They're perfect for adding to the ornaments, lids, beauty boxes, wall art, anything you can imagine, little trays. So that's perfect to use. And yeah, you have beautiful elements to work with. So sky is the limit, guys. I'm just showing you here more options, but let's start working on the lids together step by step. First of all, I spray painted the base of the bamboo lid, and I protected the sides because I want to have clean sides. Just use spray paint, acrylic paint in any color that you want. I'm working with Apex one coat resin, which is very high viscosity resin, and I like to work with it just because it stays in the place, right? You have up to half an hour. It's 20 minutes, but you can stretch it up to half an hour. It's more than enough to work with the druzy and to shape it properly and nicely. And as you can see, the resin is having very high viscosity, and it's even higher, more dense during the cold days, fall, winter, early spring. If you have trouble with working with resin, and if you can see that it's very dense, very hard to mix, check my latest video that I just published on the YouTube channel, where I'm talking about the best tips on top coating, but it's very universal rules, and it's very important when you're getting very dense resin during colder days. So make sure to check it out, and you can see how I'm mixing it in real time. I'm working with 20 milliliters of resin. You need to mix it for 3 to 4 minutes, and you are ready to go. You can choose any kind of mica powders that you want to. You can choose paste, pigment paste, any colorant that is perfect for the resin. Remember, quality over quantity. You don't need a lot of colorant, but if you choose good quality products, you will have magical results. I'm working here with two colors. I'm working with very dark gray and medium gray with additions of silver, and it's gonna be very nice and shimmery. Mica powders are usually giving you very nice shimmery colors, and I'm mixing two colors separately, and you are gonna see it in just a moment. So first of all, remember to add not more than 10% of the colorant. You can work with your background. If you choose to work with darker colors, use dark background spray paint, and if you choose to work with light colors, maybe spray paint it in white. It's a better option, right? So it's all up to you, but here you can see me mixing the mica powder into the resin. We're gonna mix them separately and then spread on the top of the lid. You just need to make sure that everything is mixed properly, and it's connected together, that you don't have any crumbs in the resin, because it's gonna be visible when it's cured. But it's pretty easy to work with. Mica powders are usually very easy to mix in the resin, and I'm applying it on the lid. You will see in a very short moment that This resin stays where you pour it. It's very nice. I rarely have any drip offs. Make sure that the level is proper. You need to have good level on your surface, otherwise it's gonna flow into one direction of the lid, because resin is self-leveling, right? So it's gonna flow in the direction where is the level, and it's pulling from the sides a little bit. So make sure that you have enough resin on the sides as well, because it tends to shrink a little bit. And I'm just mixing both of the colors. Spreading with the stick. Remember to wear the gloves and the mask. I'm not wearing here the gloves because I was working with such a small amount of resin that I didn't get my hands dirty. But remember to protect yourself always. Don't work in an area where the kids are present or the pets. It should be kids and pets free area in your house. But if you don't know how to prepare your house for working with resin, how to avoid main mistakes, sign up to my intro for working with resin and geode art that I'm having. I'm gonna put all of the links downstairs in the description, so you can see how to get the Druzy goddess and how to level up your skills in resin art as well. Torching. Always torch your resin at the end of the process to get rid of the bubbles. I'm flipping up the cups upside down. It's easier to remove the resin from the cups and reuse the cups later. And we are almost there. One more thing is to allow the resin to just sit for an hour, to cure for an hour. And after the resin is half cured, because this is only 2 hours curing resin, so it means that you can work on this lid the same day. You don't have to wait till the next day until the resin is cured. That's why I also like to work with this resin, because I could do the lid in just one day. And I didn't have to wait until the next day, 12 hours, until the resin is cured. But our next step is to add the highlight from Art for Start that you will see in a moment, and we are gonna just add it on top when the resin is still sticky. This is very important because we don't want to add any hot glue later or any resin again. We just want to use the same resin. And now is the time. I already added the highlight. This is the highlight. I'm gonna put the number of the mold from Art for Start in the description. It's Druzy mold, and I casted it in white color, and I just dump it. I just added it when the resin was still sticky on top of the lid, and I let it cure for the next 2-3 hours until I decided to come back and work on it further. And here I'm just having a couple of crystals as in my choices. Just pick some crystals. This is the small highlights from another mold, the monster mold, and just having a couple of selections that I consider. Moon Goddess, I was considering working with Moon Goddess and Black Tie Goddess on this lid to match it with my black kitchen board, but then I decided to actually go with blue. I was in the mood to work with the blue color, and again I'm mixing a little bit of resin, and I usually mix a batch of 15 to 20 milliliters of resin. You can work with less resin, but I usually mix this kind of batch because I've noticed that when I work on less than 10-15 milliliters, it's not always curing the right way. So we are gonna attach the crystals here, but it's more resin than I actually need to work on this project. That's why I created the highlights, because I wanted to use more of my resin that I had left. And I'm attaching with hot glue 2 of my crystals that I chose to work on this design. Just keep them in place. Hot glue is gonna keep them in place. But what is important, it's easy to break the crystals when you only use hot glue to attach them. That's why I'm adding now a mixed resin. It's the same resin, that I work on the first layer, I'm adding it around the base of the crystals, because when it's gonna cure, it's gonna hold, they're gonna hold, the resin's gonna hold the crystals in place. But the resin is too liquid to hold them like in a vertical position, right? That's why you need hot glue first. Once it's done, we're gonna start, and here I have a little bit of resin, and because I don't want to add another coat, I'm just using baby wipes, and I'm cleaning. If you have any drip offs from resin that is not cured, you can just wipe them with baby wipe. Just cleaning the area properly, and then just getting it dry with just regular toilet paper, soft toilet paper. It's fine. You don't have to panic if you have any drip offs from resin in the places that they shouldn't be landing. And here I have mixture of Sapphire Wings, Druzy, and this is Druzy Goddess. It's not Sapphire Wings in the package. I was just showing you the name. I'm adding my ultra fine opal chips that I'm adding to Athena sets and Aphrodite sets. I'm adding them, and I'm having here also Maya beads. It's opal glass, and I also added here like a spoon. So I added like a teaspoon of opal chips and Maya beads. Maya beads I'm adding to all of my sets that I'm selling. Muse set, Aphrodite set, and Athena set. It's opal glass. And I decided to use it because with blue colors and with dark background, they're gonna give a very beautiful shimmer, especially with nice light. They're gonna give the opalescent shimmer, and opal chips are having this beautiful milky opacity that I like it in it. So just using different textures as the Sapphire Wings are is a druzy that it's transparent, and it's always transitioning when I'm adding resin to it. I'm having in-depth tutorials and training, VIP training for all of my Druzy Goddess customers. Whenever you decide to buy Druzy Goddess from me, you are gonna get access to the VIP vault, where you can find a base of trainings to know how to work with the Druzy, how much resin you need to add, how to put it on the canvases, how to make the composition, how to bring the volume to the Druzy, how to make it sparkly. All of those details you can find in the training, so you can get beautiful results. So you not only get the product, but you also get the know-how. And here I'm just adding and forming it. But Sapphire Wings, all of my druzies are hand colored druzies. I'm coloring them, packing them, preparing everything myself. It's not pre-manufactured druzy. This is something that I hand create, and Sapphire Wings is very transparent druzy, and it's coming to life, and it's having beautiful depth and glossy finish when you add the resin. And also you need to remember that it's colored in different shades, so it's having different shades and opacities, and if you apply it together, as you can see, you can actually achieve a beautiful depth, and it's perfect to work with when you don't have the crystals in the color that you want to work with, right? Sometimes we have projects in a specific colors that are actually difficult to purchase the crystals for, and or the crystals are super expensive, you know, to complete, and you can just work with the crystals that you have, or regular crystals in transparent or white color. more popular crystals and then finish the design with the druzy. And it's also a beautiful addition around the crystals that you already have to blend it with the druzy, because you have a full power of shaping them in the way, in the size, and the way and the thickness that you want and that you prefer. So you can create your own compositions, and they are perfect when you also mix them with different shades. Like if you use 2-3 different colors from Druzy Goddess line. And it's a work in progress. You can see me doing it in real time. I'm just shaping, feeling it intuitively, working on the design, right? Where to put the druzy, how to shape the edges. But the beauty is that you just place the druzy on top of this small design. You added just very regular base of the resin, and look how unique it looks like. It's beautiful and unique art, that can be functional art as well as wall art, just a matter of minutes, and you don't have to add anything extra because it looks beautiful by itself. But I decided to add something more. I sprinkle a little bit more of Maya beads, which is the opal glass. I was having it just ready in the cup. I just sprinkle it just a tiny bit on top. And also remember to use diamond keys. Diamond keys is premium glass flakes that I'm using to make the druzy ultra sparkly, and you get diamond keys with all of the druzy orders. Even if you order single packages, I'm always having diamond keys attached to the druzy, to every druzy. It's not only in the druzy sets, it's also in the single packages, and this is the diamond keys. I'm sprinkling it on the top. You don't need a lot. It's really like finding the balance, but it's making it more sparkly, especially if you have a better light. I'm working here in it's late evening and it's getting dark outside, so even with the lamps it's a little bit dull and you cannot see the full beauty, but it will make a difference when there's gonna be a little bit better light or sunlight or sunset. It's gonna reflect the light much better and bring it more crystallized look. For this design, I actually decided to add one more addition. I pick one small casted highlight from Monster Mold from Art for Start. I'm using those highlights a lot, and I chose one pyramid from it. I added a little bit of resin on the bottom that I mixed for Druzy. You can see me adding it on the bottom of the highlight, and I'm just attaching it down on the base next to the crystals to create more like triangle design, right? A little bit of Druzy ended up under the highlight, and I didn't like it because it's gonna show off the color, right? And I wanted it to have just one united color without the blue peeking through. And I'm just adjusting the druzy. And remember, I think my camera stopped recording when I was adding this one extra addition, but remember, like whenever you are reworking the druzy, right, moving it around, adding something special, something extra, dropping more druzy on top of the canvas, changing the design, just sprinkle a little bit diamond keys on top of your druzy at the end, because you are probably gonna mix the diamond keys underneath. You're gonna mix it together with resin, and it's gonna disappear. But yeah, this is the look, guys. This is the design that we created together. It's pretty simple yet beautiful. It gives me not only very nice crystal vibes, but also some galaxy vibes. And you can work with pretty much any color on the same simple design. Just use very universal crystals in the center and then add the druzy around, and you can see how it's gonna transition beautifully your regular geode art into something special. And yeah, we are almost there. I decided to bring a little bit more texture. This is topaz, blue topaz, pearlescent druzy that I'm also having in offer. It's not something that changed the design a lot, but as far as me having all of the colors from my offer available, I decided to actually add a little bit of it as well. Why? Just because it's having different opacity, it's pearlescent, it's having different texture, it's adding more interest, right? Because we are having a lot of transparent druzy. Sapphire Wings is transparent druzy. We are having some opal elements, we are having some real opal chips, and I decided to have also pearlescent blue shade, and the pearlescent druzy is actually in 5 different colors from my offer. So I'm having in total 23 colors now that I'm counting, because of the extra pearlescent druzy that I just added recently. And I'm just cleaning the edges, right? So whenever I was having the druzy laying there, I want my edges to be very, very clean, because it's gonna reflect the light differently if you have edges dirty with the resin. And I decided to add Theia silver, which is premium silver sand, that is also added to all of my druzy sets, and I wanted to show you how I'm using it. I'm just sprinkling sand directly on top of wet druzy. The druzy needs to be still wet and not cured, because why? Because it's gonna be still sticky, and all of the sand that you're gonna sprinkle is gonna stay. And I want it to be only just a touch of silver, because I'm not gonna work with any metallics here. I wanted to be a touch of the silver, and I wanted to have a project where I'm gonna show you how I'm using different elements that you can find in my sets. You can find a lot of different elements in each of the druzy set that I'm offering, and I want you to see how I'm using those different elements to create something very outstanding. It's not just regular glass that it's added, right? You have different elements, different component, and by applying a little bit of everything, you can create something really outstanding and really unique. And this is how I brought a little bit of the metallic finish and the silver dust. It's almost looking like a silver dust. It's very delicate, and it's even giving me more of this stardust vibe, and it's matching the silver finish in mica powder. And this is available in all of my sets: Muse, Athena, and Aphrodite set. So yeah, this is it, guys. This is the next day. I'm gonna remove the tape. I could actually work on it already the same day evening, but the light was very bad because it was super dark, so I decided to wait until the next day. And unfortunately, the weather in the Netherlands, it's pretty bad. It's very getting dark very early, and during the day it's very gloomy, gray, dark, and rainy. And if you wonder, I'm shipping the Druzy Goddess worldwide, and if you don't have your shipping country in the checkout options, just send me a message. I'm gonna check if I can ship it to you, and I'm gonna adjust it, because some of the countries Unusual countries are probably not added, but I'm shipping everywhere. I'm shipping to the States, to Canada, Australia, all around the Europe, UK. So Dubai, you can feel free to place your order in the shop and you can receive it. And I'm showing you here after adding Hera's Dewdrops. It's pretty popular color in my store, so I decided to add it and to show it to you how this lavender, grayish lavender, it's looking together with Sapphire Wings, because I think it's a beautiful connection combination, especially with the white and with silver together with some opal elements, because here you have Maya beads and opal chips as well. And unfortunately I'm not having good light, but I think the beauty is also visible with this very dark grayish day. And I'm so grateful that you stay till the end and watch all of the tutorial. If you wish to see, if you want to learn everything on working with the Druzy, make sure this is Hera's Dewdrops. Make sure to watch more of the tutorials. Make sure to get the Druzy and to get the access to VIP training. And I'm also encourage you to check my offer for Geode, Resin Art, full courses which are having a couple of hours in-depth training. But I'm so grateful that you watched the video, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.